Oh, you're going to skewer. It looks sharp enough.
Is there anything wrong?
No, nothing. Nothing is wrong. I was in the hospital, and I just thought I'd come by. Summers are coming in, and Lily's graduation is...
I know, the 3rd Sunday in June.
Yes. It's imminent, and I know that she'll want you to be part of the festivities, so put the date down on your calendar.
I have it there already.
I see. When she catches her breath, I'm going to tell her that she's adopted. I just wanted to clear it with you. I wanted to see if there's a change of heart or anything. You still don't want her to know that you're her real mother.
I think it's best that way. It's the way that I can help her the most. I mean, after you've talked to her, she knows that I'm adopted, and maybe I can help her deal with it in some way.
John will be with me when I tell her.
He doesn't know about me, does he?
No, I haven't been really frank with him, but I can't help it. Lily's happiness is what comes first with me, my first consideration, and now I really see that it's the same with you.
Well, I'm glad. But I want you to know it's not because I don't want to tell her. It's just that come in. Hi.
Hi. Hello, dear. Oh, what a nice party that was last night. I do wish you and Seth all the happiness in the world.
Well, thank you. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't realize...
No, I think we finished our business. But you will get in touch with me if there's anything that we've overlooked.
I will. I'll give you a call. Well, how do you feel after the big celebration?
Oh, I'm fine.
Fine. I need to talk to you about something that I know is very painful for you. And everything I've heard has been from Seth, or Betsy, or Rod. I've heard nothing from you. And I'd like to hear from you what actually happened between you and Rod, or Josh, as you call him, all those years ago.
I just think Lucinda's idea for a woman's magazine talk show is so exciting.
I can see that.
I mean, it will touch on so many areas that are pertinent to women's lives and to all of our lives. And it can be entertaining as well as informative. Well, of course, I wouldn't do it if you really have serious objections to it.
Well, I know you've been looking for a place to channel your extra energy.
Right. But?
Well, you really may want to call me a chauvinist and that I'm selfish by reminding you of your responsibilities. I mean, there's not just Christopher. There's me, and Andy seems to need a little special attention right now. Franny's wedding is coming up, and we need a little extra time with Sabrina to help her adjust.
I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but you sound exactly like John. That's just what he told me last night.
Spare me the comparison. I say no more.
Oh, honey, no. Listen, I want to hear what you have to say. You know that. Tell me.
I think you are the most caring, responsible, sensitive, loving, capable person that I have ever known. And if you say, because I know that your family priorities and responsibilities are the same as mine, that you can handle it all, I believe that you can, and I will support you every day the way you support me in my professional life. Now, I may have to be reminded of that, but that is my goal.
How did I ever get so lucky?
Clean living, straight thinking, and good taste.
I just wish that every woman in the world had as wonderful and as understanding a husband as I have.
Don't you ever forget that.
Not a chance. I just may ask you to come on the show and be a perfect example of the perfect American husband.
Can I sing and dance?
The deal is off.
Well, I guess I'm no great example to my older son. Margot covered it pretty well, but you could see that she was really hurt when Tom didn't show up last time.
I don't know. I am really concerned about her. I haven't said anything to you, but Barbara seems to think that Margot is trying to cause trouble between Barbara and Hal. Oh, jealousy.
Hal, one of the things that I love about you is that you're so different from other men that I've known. I can always count on you to be honest with me. But something's changed. Things are different. You're different since you've been back from Toronto, and I'm not imagining it. There's a distance between us, and I think I know why. It's Margot, isn't it?
Barbara, I want to be straight with you about Margot. I have been seeing a lot of her lately, but mainly because I'm worried about her. There is something special between us because we work together so well and we're really good friends.
You told me that about a year ago it was something more than that.
But that was another time when she was going through a really hard period with Tom, and I let my feelings get out of hand. Fortunately, not too far, because eventually they work things out just as they will now.
You think so?
I hope so, because they're way too good together not to. Does that answer your question?
Partly. It tells me how you feel. Now, how about Margot? Does she want something more from you than friendship?
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Cascade, powder and liquid Cascade for virtually spotless dishes, and by Mr. Clean, for a clean so shiny you have to ask, is it wet or is it dry?
I can't answer for Margot. Like I said, she's pretty mixed up right now.
You can't or you don't want to. Hal, I have to know how things stand with us.
Us has to do with how you feel and how I feel, not how Margot feels.
Well, that's the way it should be, but it isn't that way. Her feelings are affecting us.
Listen, maybe it's my concern for her that is creating some of the distance that you're picking up on, but I'm really not comfortable talking about Margot. And what she's going through right now, with Tom being away for so long, her not knowing how her marriage is going to turn out, maybe with all that she is transferring some of her feelings.
To you.
Out of confusion. Just confusion. It doesn't mean that I care for you any less.
Okay. Okay, that answers my question. But I will tell you something. No matter how confused Margot, or even you may be at this moment, I'm not confused at all. I know exactly how I feel. And I think you're worth fighting for. So no matter whose feelings I have to fight, I'm up to the battle.
Well, what's on the docket?
I have a meeting with Lucinda this morning, and Barbara and I are meeting at the house this afternoon. We're going to talk to the kids after school.
I wish you luck.
Actually, I could use a little wisdom and courage.
Got it.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Lila, have you seen Tonio?
No.
I was supposed to meet him here. Guess he's got held up in a meeting or something. Are you okay?
Yeah, what?
I don't know, you just look a little tired, that's all.
Thank you.
Beautifully tired.
That's much better.
I guess I didn't get much sleep last night. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go try to find Tonio. See you later.
Okay.
Hey, I'm looking all over for you.
I was hiding.
I'm not surprised. I just wanted to tell you why Taylor stopped by the house.
Oh, well, I just assumed it was hospital business.
Oh, is that why you hurried out? It had something to do with it. Her father made me a job offer last night.
A job offer?
Yeah, it's some new medical facility out in New Mexico. He said it was a great opportunity for somebody like me who's just getting started.
Oh, and I suppose Taylor will be working there, too?
No, that's the whole point. Derek wasn't offering me an important opportunity. He was just trying to separate Taylor and me.
Oh, well, then he must think that the two of you are together. No wonder you didn't want to tell me last night.
I didn't tell you last night because I turned him down. Because we had something more important to talk about, like our future. You said that if you had to give me an answer last night, that it would be no. So I don't want to push it. And I just want you to know it's an ongoing proposal, okay? Because there's nobody else in the world I'd rather spend my whole life with. And the last person I want to spend it with is Taylor Baldwin. You got it? So I want to close the subject, okay? Once and for all? Is that clear? Okay? What'd I do now?
It's not you. It's me. I feel like such an idiot for rushing out of the house this morning when Taylor came by.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, but that's okay because I love you even when you're an idiot.
Oh, come on, be nice to me. Margot said I should have stood my ground with Taylor and playing right into her hands.
Well, you see, at least you didn't pass the idiot gene on. You got one very smart daughter. Now, come on, I gotta get back to OR. I'll walk you to your desk.
Okay.
Fashions.
Barbara?
Yes?
This is Taylor Baldwin. I'm sorry that it's such short notice, but I was wondering if you were free today for that lunch we talked about earlier.
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, I have an appointment near the hospital a little later today. If you'd like, I could meet you in the cafeteria about 12:15.
Perfect. I'll look forward to it. See you then. Bye. I'm sorry. Didn't mean for that to take so long.
Oh, that's quite all right. I always have plenty of reading to do.
Oh, I bet with those exams coming up.
As I said, I wouldn't ordinarily bring up something so painful. But Rod has caused a great deal of tension between...
Well, first of all, Franny, it's Josh and not Rod. And I know that you feel sorry for him because you happen to believe all those stories that he told you, but they're lies. And if you really do believe him, you are headed for serious trouble.
No, I'm not saying that I believe anything. I'm just trying to be objective, and I'm trying to understand this. And I haven't heard what you have to say about it all.
Whatever you have heard, I don't know. But the truth is that he raped me. And now he is trying to excuse that by lying and saying that Uncle Henry abused him.
Okay, Josh told me that you and he were friends at one time. Is that true?
Sort of. I mean, that was before he attacked me.
Do you know if he attacked or raped any other girls?
Not in so many words, but all the neighbors in Kansas were afraid of him. I mean, the mothers wouldn't let their daughters anywhere near him. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Ivor, why didn't you tell your aunt and uncle about it?
Franny, come on. They weren't the kind of people that you could talk to about something like that. I mean, I was 13. For God's sakes, I didn't even know what to call it, much less what happened. And besides, he threatened to tell his parents it was my fault, and for all I knew at 13, it was my fault.
Did you feel that you could speak to your parents about it?
No, I told you I felt ashamed, and why can't you believe that? I'm sorry. Look, people's awareness about rape wasn't as high as it is now. I mean, I'm not sure I'd even heard the word before, much less knew what, happened and what it meant. Besides, there weren't rape hotlines and rape crisis centers in those days. All I knew is that I felt guilty and very ashamed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm being insensitive. I need to ask you one more question, though. Do you believe that Josh is still capable of rape?
Yes.
If you feel that way, then why haven't you or someone in your family gone to Lucinda Dixon and told her the whole story? I mean, considering the fact that Lily is alone with him at the stables all the time, that would be the quickest way to get him out of town.
Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Franny.
Hi.
Hi.
You, playing hooky from school or something?
I have a class at 11. I'm on my way there now, but I'm coming back at 12:15 for lunch with you, maybe?
Sure, I'd love to.
Would you like to join us?
No, I can't. I'm meeting Seth.
Oh, that was a great party. Very romantic. Someday.
Well, I'm glad you could make it, Lily. I'd like to finish our conversation if we can.
I'm going to leave.
No, no, I thought we were finished.
Okay. Right then. Well, I'll see you both later.
I think that I interrupted something.
No, no. Of course you didn't interrupt. No, you don't know how glad I was to see your face.
Oh,
Well, did you have a good time at the party last night?
oh yes, it's lovely.
What'd you think of Bill?
It was very nice. We both felt awkward knowing he'd been invited expressly to meet me.
Well, I can't understand that. That's all over now. Next time, you won't be the least bit awkward.
I don't believe there'll be a next time. I liked him well enough. He's a bit young for me.
Young? He's exactly your age.
I generally prefer men a little older.
Oh, like Eric Dignam?
A trifle younger than that.
Frank told me that you were seeing a guy in London.
Yes, Colin. He's the man who called the other day.
Oh. I thought that was all over, though.
It is. For me, at least.
Well, is he older, too?
Early 30s.
Am I asking too many
Oh,
questions?
no, never. I don't know why. I'm a little uncomfortable talking about Colin.
Well, he must be quite a guy.
Why do you say that?
Well, he stole your heart, and you're a very attractive woman.
Oh, no, I'm not. No.
Oh, of course you are.
No.
Are you blushing?
Probably.
Well, don't you think Franny's
Oh,
attractive?
certainly, yes.
Well, then how can you say that you're not?
I suppose I never thought myself attractive, that's all. I don't know. Really.
Okay, we're all set. We got 2 first-class round-trip tickets to Rome. Is your bag still packed?
Well, no, it's not, but it will be. This is great. You mean Visconti's really paying for this whole thing?
Absolutely. Would I lie?
Yeah.
I looked at the Corfu party trip something, but there's a method to my madness. When we get back, I'm going to work you very hard. You got to train your replacement.
Replacement. Makes me a little sad. But I won't be sad once I'm in Greece with Steve.
Yes. Hi, Dad. We're ready for our checkup at the hospital.
Oh, he doesn't need a checkup. This is a perfect specimen. He's a chip off the old block, aren't you, pal? Hey?
Hey, what about my side of the family?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it reminds me. Mother wants us to have dinner with her tonight. Sort of a bon voyage for you.
I hope you said no. Honey, come on. All I wanted was a nice, quiet family dinner with my wife and my kid. This is the first time we're going to be separated in a long
I
time.
know. We won't stay long.
If it makes you happy. Besides, it'll give me a chance to talk to your mom. I want to have her keep an eye on you, too, while I'm gone. In fact, I would really like it if you moved into the house until I get back.
No way. Because I have a home of my own, and I'm not going to leave her.
I see. And you always get your own way, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's a family trait.
Oh, you better not tell Brian that.
Well, thank you for taking the time to see me, Lucinda.
Oh, well, darling, Jane told me that it was extremely urgent. What is it about, Tonya?
2 months ago, I contacted North Tech Industries. They expressed an interest in discussing a possible management consulting contract with us to begin the beginning of July. I was to call them at about this time, and strangely, they haven't returned any of my phone calls. This morning, finally, one of their secretaries informed me that their president had been in contact with someone else at Walsh Industries. Of course, she wouldn't tell me who that person was, and no one on the staff seems to know anything about it. On top of all of this, I did considerable research on this company, and my folder is missing from my files. And of course, again, no one on my staff knows anything about this.
So wait a moment. What are you trying to tell me? That you've been both inefficient and careless?
No, I'm telling you that I'd like to know why you are undercutting me on this account.
I don't have time for nonsense. I really don't. I was the one who put you onto the account in the first place.
Oh, I see. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Now, maybe the president of North Tech is not returning your phone calls because he's got a cute, leggy young wife, and he's heard what happened when you bungled the Visconti account. And he has even less faith in your judgment than I have.
Oh, I see. And it's this lack of faith that you have in me. That's the reason that you're entrusting Holden Snyder's training to me, because you don't trust me.
Oh, that's a very simple matter, darling. I just want Holden to be acquainted with all facets of my organization. And maybe if Holden Now, there's a thought. If he'd been in charge of the Visconti deal, we would still retain that account. We would not have given it away to Craig Montgomery.
So Holden is now the golden boy and heir to your throne, as I once was when I was married to Sierra.
Please, darling. I don't have time for paranoia today. Yes, come in.
Ms. Walsh, good morning.
Good morning, Holden. Thank you, Tonio. That's all.
Antonio?
I'll speak with you later, Lucinda.
Well,
You wanted to see me?
yes, good morning again, Holden. Holden, North Tech Industries is interested in coming into our management consulting division, and I would like you to be in on it from the beginning. There will be meetings in California, preliminary meetings. I think it's the third week in June.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that the week of Lily's graduation?
Oh, yes. Oh, heavens, we don't want to incur Lily's wrath, do we? All right, I promise you I'll get you back in time for the prom. No, you must believe me. This is big business. And think how proud Lily's going to be when you come back with that account dangling from your belt.
All right, Lucinda, this is just fine. It's exactly what we spoke of, except I don't see the clause that allows either one of us to cancel after a fair period of time, and that really is a prerequisite. And since I've never done anything like this before, I need that opportunity. I have no idea how
We'll
much
have
time
Ambrose
it's
put
gonna
it
take.
in. It's so easy. I mean, I understand how important family is to you, as it is to me, after all, and you have these extra problems with Andy. Well, naturally, John has shared with me his concern about the relationship with Paul Stenbeck. Are you as bothered and concerned about Paul Stenbeck?
Oh, well, I just don't think it's that simple. I mean, Paul and Andy are cousins, they're best friends, and I just think Andy feels a protective sense and a loyalty. Under other circumstances, that would be admirable.
Ah, but those aren't the circumstances.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think either one of the boys realizes what a dangerous man Paul's father can be. Barbara and I are going to talk to the boys tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late.
Hello. We
Good
want
morning.
another clause, because Mrs. Hughes must be allowed to terminate after 3 months with 4 weeks' notice.
Oh, but I meant that to be a mutual ability.
Oh, I know
terminate.
that you're just going to be absolutely wonderful. We'll fix it, and we'll get the contracts to you tomorrow. We can do that, can't we, darling?
Sure, no problem.
As far as I'm concerned, we've got a deal right now.
Oh, fine. I'm thrilled.
Oh, I've got lists of things. I'm going to keep you so busy. I don't know where my list is. But anyway, the next few days, I want you to see the facilities. I want you to meet the staff, come down and look at the technical side of things, and meet with the writers. So we're going to build the whole thing around you, make the format right.
Oh, wonderful. I can't wait to get started. I've been making notes on ideas.
Good.
I kind of like
Wonderful. I just know that you are going to be so marvelous because you are just what we need.
All right. I'll be hearing from you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lucinda, why are you so determined to have one of your husband's ex-wives on the payroll? That's not your style at all.
Oh, darling, she's going to be perfect for us.
Yes, so are any number of other more experienced women, including Judith Clayton, who would give her eye teeth for the opportunity.
No way. Ladies do not warm to Judith. Her claws are no longer retractable. Oh, I just love it. I love it when I make management decisions that cover every exigency.
I know, but I still can't help wondering where you're headed on this trip.
Oh, darling, with your help, John wants to get custody of Andy. Well, it can't hurt. If I know all about the Hughes household, I can help my husband better.
Oh, I see. The perfect little helpmate. I checked on the Webco situation. Everything gives the appearance that Tonio had to have bought that stock on inside information. So when are you planning to string your little trap?
The minute I tell Lily that she's adopted. And until that time, Tonio can just dangle in the wind.
Well, Lucinda is still deliberately undercutting me at the office.
Well, have you talked to her about it?
It does no good to talk with her.
Well, Tony, like I said before, if you have something on her, why don't you use it?
Meg, it's not that simple. You have to be very careful with Lucinda. She's very dangerous.
If you think that Josh is still capable of rape, Why haven't you or your family gone to Lucinda Dixon and told her the whole story? Considering the fact that Lily is alone with him at the stables all the time.
Iva! Iva?
Oh, wow, where were you?
I'm sorry.
You want to join Tony and me for lunch?
No, I was going to have lunch with Lily.
Is everything okay?
You know, on second thought, if you see her, will you tell her that something's come up and I'll just talk to her later?
Sure, but...
Iva seems upset.
Oh, she's just a little jumpy ever since Cousin Josh came into town.
What is it about this man that incites so much hostility in your family?
Well, I told you, he's the proverbial black sheep.
No, there must be something more than that to make Iva react that way.
No, he gives me the creeps when he's around.
Why, though? Why?
Well, you remember the night he was over at Lila's.
Yes. Was he coming on to you?
Well, he would have had you not shown up.
Meg, he's your cousin.
Not by blood, I've already told you that.
Did he act that way when you were together in Kansas?
I know he wanted to, but I always made sure that I never gave him the opportunity.
Did he try anything with Iva?
She was only 13 years old. Oh, come on, I really don't like talking about this family stuff.
All right, I understand. I won't mention it again.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Zest Deodorant Bar. Only Zest gets you zestfully clean. And by butter-flavored Crisco. It gives baked and fried foods a rich butter flavor. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Just don't see what Meg sees in that slime.
I do. I mean, I see what an impressionable young girl like Meg could see Antonio. I think that he's his own worst enemy sometimes. I knew him when he was fighting revolution. I grew up with him. If you met him in Montego, I think you'd think about things a little differently.
I think it's just hard for me to separate Antonio, the freedom fighter, from the slime ball I know now. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I don't condone everything he's done, but I think the things you dislike so much about him are a result of him being in situations where he had to stay alive.
Hey, how are you? Brian said he wanted to see his grandmother.
Yes, and since his every wish is our command.
Oh, it's the way it should be. Hey, good looking. How are you?
He's good, huh? Aren't you good? Aren't you good? Yes.
Hi, Sierra. Hi, Trey.
Lila, can I have a word with you for a moment? You getting tired of me?
I just want to explain to you what that was all about this morning when I stopped by your house.
Oh, that's all right. Casey already explained it to me that we don't have any secrets.
I see.
Well, good.
Oh, if you'll excuse me, I see my lunch date. Hi, glad you could make it.
Hi, how are you?
Didn't know you were friends with Lila Montgomery.
Well, I'm not exactly.
Do you know Nurse Montgomery?
Quite well.
Really? Well, we have a lot to talk about.
Lily, I've got a message from you from Iva.
I know. She seems a little bit off balance today. Do you know why?
No, I haven't the slightest idea.
Okay, Iva, I will do what I can. Oh, look, I gotta go. They're here. Bye.
Hey.
Hi. Where's Sabrina?
Oh, she stayed to do some sketches. I think she really likes it out here.
Yeah. She says it reminds her of the English countryside where she was raised.
Well, that, and I think she's also very comfortable with you and your mother.
Maybe.
And I know she's not all that comfortable in our house.
You feeling any better having her here?
Coming along, slowly.
Franny, I gotta talk to you about something.
Sabrina?
No, it's about Iva. She says that you stopped by to see her today.
Yeah, I did. I'm really sorry that I upset her. I didn't mean to. I guess I'm just trying to understand what your family's going through since I'm going to be part of the family
I
soon.
know. I appreciate what you're trying to do. We all do. But you have to realize that you're never going to fully understand.
Yeah, but I have to. Otherwise, we'll continue to have problems because of it.
I agree, but the best way to stop that is to stay away from Josh and all his lies and to not try to defend him to anyone in our family.
Your mother put me in charge of this major new account, which means I'm going to be going to L.A., and I'm going to take care of it for her out there.
Well, that's great. When is this all going to take place?
Oh, well, you see, that's the problem. It takes place during your graduation week. But she did promise me that I'll be back in time for the prom.
Well, I'm going to miss you doing the preliminaries, but I guess I'm going to have to get used to these things because you're going to be a major mogul.
Well, look who's here.
Hey, partner, how are you?
Oh, hi, cutie. Lila, darling, could you stop by Fashions and see me after work today? I feel like I need to talk to you about Tom and Margot.
Oh, yes, I'd love to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, I'll see you then.
All right, good.
So, Bob, I heard Kim was here at the hospital today.
Yeah, she has a meeting with Lucinda about that TV job.
Oh, I do wish she wouldn't work with those. Lucinda uses people. You know how she uses people. She doesn't just give out plums for nothing.
You don't subscribe to the theory that John and Lucinda have changed since they found each other?
Oh, no, and neither do you. You know, they say something about horses that never change their colors.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll see you at the party tonight? The Bon Voyage party?
Yeah, what about Margot? She's going to be there?
Well, she was invited. I don't know if she's going to go, though.
Oh, just tell her Bryant will be there and she'll be there.
Oh, has she dropped by to see you?
Oh, yes, with bags of toys over her shoulders. This way we'll get a bigger place.
Aren't you going to congratulate me on the Visconti account?
That's really tacky, Craig.
Lucky at love, lucky at life.
Ooh-wee. Hectic morning at ER. I'm looking forward to this.
I was looking forward to it, too, until Taylor and Barbara showed up for lunch.
Oh, the sharks are gathering. It's nice they found each other.
You haven't taken your eyes off Lila Montgomery since we sat down.
The Montgomerys are a very interesting family. I had a strange encounter with the daughter earlier today.
Margot?
Yes. Does she have psychological problems?
If you mean, is she given to irrational outbursts from time to time, the answer is yes. In fact, I've been the target of several of those recently. You see, she's under a great strain because her marriage is falling apart at the seams, and it is affecting her judgment in every area. And this woman happens to be a cop, too. Frankly, I think she should take a leave of absence before she becomes a danger to society.
She's married to Bob Hughes' son, isn't she?
Right.
I noticed that everyone seemed very upset that he didn't show at his sister's engagement party last night.
Oh, yes, it was the end of the world, wasn't it?
Well, where is this mystery man?
Washington, D.C., working on some new crime commission. His assignment was only supposed to be for a couple of months, but it keeps stretching on and on.
Well, I guess crime can't be stamped out overnight.
No, but I think that Tom probably has some other overnight activities. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there's another woman. And I'm also pretty sure that his wife knows all about it.
What, are you leaving?
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt. I thought you were with Franny.
Oh, she's in talking to Mom about wedding things.
Don't you want to stay in then?
Oh, I'm sort of a fish out of water when it comes to that sort of thing, you know. All I gotta do is show up and say I do.
And kiss the bride?
Best part of all.
I know you'll play your part perfectly. And you and Franny will be gloriously happy.
Well, thank you.
I must be off. Thank you for another wonderful day.
Really, come by any time. It's always a pleasure.
Sabrina, I'll see you at home, okay? All right. See you later. I guess I should go too.
I'm being abandoned.
Oh, please, only for a couple of hours.
Hi.
Hi. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to upset you today.
I know you didn't, Franny. It's just, I wish you would realize that this Rod Landry isn't who he pretends to be, that's all.
I'm gonna come out of my list later, okay?
Good. You're home early.
Well, I can't work anymore. I mean, all I can think about is Josh. I mean, every time I turn around, he's there. I can't get away from him. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, I don't know either, but I do know something has got to be done.
It makes me want to have another one.
Well, you'll be going to Greece soon, seeing Steve.
Yeah, I'll have to mention it to him.
I know you two have work to do, so I'll go pack for my husband.
Ooh, dream wife or what?
Lucky man.
Mm-hmm.
Want to sign these?
What are they? Money, yes.
I'm so excited. I can't believe we're actually going to Rome
No, I'm sort of feeling bad about leaving Brian and Sierra behind, but I talked to Dr. Samuel. She just doesn't think that Brian's ready to travel yet.
Sure, it's just a short trip. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how great it is to see you so happy?
I want the same for you. You work things out with Steve, and it's been hard on you being separated so long.
Yeah, hadn't been easy. It won't be long.
Well, you kind of pin him down, this Spiros character, will you? And is the cowboy staying at the cabin?
I asked him, but he turned me down. He says that he wants to leave Oakdale.
You thought I was happy before? I'm ecstatic now.
Mom, is it okay if I go over to Kathy's and help her study for the science test tomorrow?
That's fine, that's fine. Barbara and I want to talk to you first.
Well, what's up?
We want to ask you boys about this phone call that Margot overheard once again.
I thought we already told you that she must have been mistaken.
Well, we know that's what she said. But Margot insists that she wasn't mistaken.
So you're saying we're lying?
No, honey. What we're really saying is that you might be concealing some information from the police that could lead them to your father, who is a wanted man. And by concealing that information, there could be some very serious repercussions. Now, Paul, I'm going to ask you again. Have you spoken to your father or anyone who knows him?
Son, I've never known you to be anything but honest with me. Do you know anything at all about this?
I already told you I don't.
Come on, hey, let's get out of here. Let's hit the arcade.
No, I'm not in the mood. I gotta get over to Kathy's house anyway.
Listen, you did the right thing today.
Well, I'm not so sure I did the right thing. My parents have always trusted me.
Well, if they trusted you so much, why didn't they believe you the first time when you told them...
Because they're smart. Look, they know I'm lying. I hate it.
Would you rather rat on a friend?
What kind of friend are you to get me in this much trouble, huh?
Well, you know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to protect my dad. He's not the monster everybody makes him out to be. You should understand that more than anybody, considering what people say about your dad. I'll see you later.
Oh.
You didn't get anywhere?
I feel like every time I'm talking to him, I push him further and further away. I don't know what to do anymore.
Well, like I said, maybe it's time that I just sat down and had that talk with Paul. But not until you sit down and you tell him everything there is to tell about his father. You be absolutely honest with him about everything James has ever done to you.
I'm not sure he'd believe me.
He might, though. And it might be the thing that finally gets him to trust you. Barbara, you want him to be honest with you, but not telling him the whole truth about James, it's almost like lying to him.
And either way, I could lose.
Well.
He already thinks that everyone in town has an ulterior motive for denigrating his father. He's going to think the same thing of me.
Maybe. Maybe he will. But you already said that you feel him slipping away from you and getting closer and closer to his father. If you let it go on any longer, you might lose him completely.
You're right. You're right. Would you come over for dinner so you can help me?
Of course I will.
Hold on.
Yes? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I thought you'd want to know Margot's out front asking to see Hal.
Now, I know I shouldn't ask you this because you promised you'd never do it again. And I told Holden I was very, very proud of him. And I am, but this little thought just keeps nagging me in my mind and I can't let it fester any longer. I guess I should just come right out and ask you, right? Oh, thank you.
Darling, you lost me about 5 minutes ago, but go ahead, ask me.
This big chance for Holden, it wasn't just invented so he'd be down for graduation week, was it?
Oh, honey! No! No, of course not. Of course not. He's going to be here. He's going to be here for the ceremony. He's going to be here for the prom. He's going to be here for all the festivities.
Well, that's what you say now, but I can remember that when Craig and Sierra were going together, Craig was sent off on business trips, and they were mysteriously extended for long periods of time.
That was before I grew up and became the perfect mother.
Yeah.
He's going to be here. I will put my jet at his disposal. His disposal, all right, darling? He can slip into his clothes when he gets back. We can slip into his clothes in the air, all right?
Okay,
For
I
the
believe
prom?
you. I do, I believe you.
Good.
I can't wait.
You believe me? All right. I'm crazy, but I love you.
My, what a pretty sight.
Oh, tonight, I'm going to be late, by the way. Could you be the hostess? Could you greet my boy, Bryant, and the other people that happen to be coming to the party?
Yes, I'd love to. I'd love to. And
Good,
I'll see you
darling.
at home. I'll take you
All
with
right.
me, okay? Bye-bye.
All right, my sweet.
Bye, Lily. Well, there's the final contract for Kim Hughes.
Good.
Also, I wanted to tell you that the detective that followed Ivor Snyder to Kansas didn't learn very much. Except that in addition to calling on her aunt, she visited several neighbors. It was a curiously short visit.
Yeah, but I know it had something to do with Lily's father. Just the way I know that the reason that Ivor Snyder suddenly doesn't want to tell Lily that she's the natural mother has to do with the father. I'm sorry, Tonio. I'm in the middle of a meeting.
Yes, well, this is important. It's about Lily. Excuse me, Ambrose.
Oh, excuse me. I'll be in the reception room.
If this is more blackmail to do with Lily's adoption, you cannot push it much further, dear.
No, this concerns some information that I don't think even you are privy to.
And what would that be?
I know who Lily's father is.